The fourth item you need to make for Access Project 4 are mailing labels. And to do this, click on the Create tab and go under Labels. And it brings up a window here that shows you different configurations. Now, if you ever go to an office supply store or something like that, you can buy specific labels that are peel and stick or printable, and they're given by a product number. They actually want us to choose this one here, C2163 in Avery. And again, if you're at Office Max or Staples or something like that, check that out and see. Sometimes you got to work backwards. Whatever you buy, find them in here. That lets you set up your mail labels. I'll go to Next, and they give us the option here of changing the font size and the color and the weight. I believe they just want to keep ours default, but again, you have the option here, especially if you have a color printer, you can change the color, the size, the style if you have a desired look. But for this example, they want us to just keep them as they are. You go to Next, and this is probably the trickiest part, but maybe the neatest part, is we're going to set up our mailing labels where this prototype label is. We're going to do it just like figure 4-71. On this top line, we want to put client name. We don't have to type a thing, so don't type anything. Click on client name, hit the arrow over, and notice it has little curly brackets around it. That just kind of means it's a field from a table. Let's go to the line below it, click on street, and that puts the street below it. So far, so good. The third line is where it gets a little tricky. So I'm going to go to the third line and put city and send that over. Now, if you've ever addressed an envelope or things like that, you know after city you put a comma. So you physically have to type a comma after the city field. And you can even put a space in, which is always a good idea too, so it's not butted up against each other. And then I'm going to put state, put a space after state, and then put postal code. And now that will set our mail label up to have client name on the first line, street, next line, city, comma, state, postal code with spaces in there on the third line. Which is, and it's going to pull all that information out from the table. And then they want us to sort it by. You can really sort whatever you want it to by. They have you sort by postal code. And then let's go to Next, and then they have us give it a name. Labels client is fine. Again, if you want to change it to something else. Now this will actually create it as a report, and I'll show you that in just a second. But hit finish and it shows you what that will look like. And then again, if you have a printer that or you can print these to the appropriate size labels that, again, you'd buy at a office store or things along that line. So I'm going to go ahead and close that, and I'll notice labels client up here. I could actually close that. Now where's that located? Down here in your report. So if I want to open that back up, there it is. Okay, so that's the way that works.